Welcome back to the program, and we definitely appreciate your valid company. We continue apace with this conversation, still holding court with my guest here, that is Liboi, who is an African contemporary artist, as well as Kamora Evans. I will say your name until I get it.
You got it right.
So let me just pick up with you on that one, you know, where we left off, that idea of acceptance, and we're trying to tie this down to culture and basically also this industry that we are talking about. Where do we normally miss it? Why is there so much pressure?
It's not really pressure, really. It is just basically people are just acting.
There's like no pressure, you say?
There's pressure, yeah, but it's not necessary. You see, if you're true with yourself, let me see, I'm a Pokomo man. Yes, I'm from the coast region, and that is me. If you accept that, first of all, that you speak Bantu, you're an African man or woman, it all starts there. You don't have to conform to anyone or to explain yourself to anyone. The Chinese come here and just speak the Chinese, right?
I can tell you for sure.
They put a device, you know, they just say anything.
I mean, you go to the construction sites, like,
they don't care about you, by the way. It's the same, it's that pride, the spirit of just being pride of who you are.
Yeah.
You speak that language, If you wear this dress, wear like that, you know. I think it all just starts there. From there, everything else comes flowing in. Yeah. Yes.
And I want to agree with the fact that this, of course, cuts across regardless of industry. But I can tell you for sure that those in the media space, and this also is intertwined with music because you are a lot in the media space.
Yeah.
I mean, it's more profound. Is it because it's highlighted more, just because you're more in the limelight?
Well, I think it's because of the business side of it.
It's just the business.
It has really covered up the authenticity of us. If we bring out we and we market that, it will still pick, it will still sell. If you go to Uganda, they speak Luganda. If you go to TZ, they speak Swahili. Bongo is also Swahili, right?
Yeah.
And it is still selling, right?
Yeah.
So.
In fact, I like what you're saying, that if you go to Uganda, they'll speak Luganda.
Luganda, yeah.
You go to even their movies.
Even the movies are in Nigerians.
The accent never dies.
They don't care about what you're gonna say.
You know, and you see, just you listening to you say that actually makes a segue for my next question, because then there's also been a lot of concerns, and I also want you to respond to this one, Liboi, as well. But also there's been a lot of concerns with respect to our music.
Yeah.
It's like we would say we are losing our culture. That's why I began by earlier on saying, even I was telling Liboi that you realize music from back then, even our own Kenyan music.
Yeah.
As time goes, we tend to clearly continue appreciating more of that compared to what we are currently having. Yeah. You don't find this in Nigeria.
Yes.
You don't find this in Tanzania.
Yeah.
It's the same. What really can we do to just stick to our own then?
The thing is, we should stick.
Let's stick. Please, there's no like explain. What should we do?
You just stick.
Because what's happening is we tend to copy
a lot.
Yeah, because we are consuming a lot of content from outside, which is okay, but us sticking to it is what actually should just happen.
So how do we stick then? Okay, we need to stick.
Just true.
For example, just put something small here.
Okay.
Instead of calling yourself, my name is Sui Sharon Ho, call yourself, my name is Liboi, you're in Africa.
Call yourself
Sharon is not your name. Your name is Liboi. And you know, my name is Kamora. I love that name. It speaks about me. Because you know, what's your name, sir? My name is Kamora.
You start with your African name.
It makes me just, I'm like, oh, Mr. by the way. It's, you know, he's in it.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I hear you.
Yeah, but you see, again, a lot is happening, and we tend to copy so much from each other. If I stay with you for a couple of time, maybe a couple of days, I might have a trait that you have. We might end up being the same. See, that's the same thing as adapting. Couples wakika pamoja for long. See, that's what happens. Kufanana, that's the thing. So we listen, we consume a lot of content from outside, which is okay, but then it somehow just changes who we are. We adapt to some things, and then it becomes easy for us to lose our authenticity, to lose our originality. And we can see it through our music, maybe even how we dress, how we talk, the accents change. So it becomes really, really easy to have an identity because we keep losing it. Yeah.
But I can tell you for sure we need not do that at the expense of our own. There's just something about originality.
Yes.
There's something the media needs to understand.
Okay, tell us,
please. You guys play a very big role in influencing whatever us as Kenyans consume. You have, I think, the biggest stake because people are always on the TVs, watching TV stations, or maybe kwa simu or the radios. Whatever you guys put out there, it has a direct impact. Yeah. Whatever people are going to be or going to think like. Yes.
Media, just as the role sums up, shaping the agenda.
Yes.
And people have also really cast aspersions on the media that we're playing a lot of Nigeria and Bongo. And on the flip, the media in its own defense has said that your content is not...
Really?
There is content.
There is a lot of content. If you go dig, if you actually do good, if you just go dig enough, you find that there's so much content in
there is a
you
lot.
have no idea.
But there's also gatekeeping. There's also gatekeeping because even for us creatives, you need to know someone for you to get something.
That has been a big problem in the music space.
It is.
It's not changing with time. I mean, you sit with artists from way back. They will tell you, those cassettes, because then they would use cassettes. Right now, everything's on the flash. Yeah. They'll tell you, we'll carry these things, go down to every media house. Yes. But because that particular DJ doesn't know because you don't have contacts with the producer, for instance, or director, then where to?
This actually met one of the Lesmanika band guys. He was actually walking down the street. I was like, this guy is still just here struggling.
Years later.
Lesmanika. It was one of the Kenya's #1 hit songs. They actually broke up because they were struggling. Unfortunately. At least it was actually very, very sad. I can see by the music ilikuwa mahali ikakuwa too hard for us. So have to look for jobs out there.
Look for something else to do.
Yes. And this is the case which actually put us on the map, Manzi. Those songs like time was,
Yeah, very true.
So and stuff.
Yeah.
I say what how. It's just too crazy.
Yeah. So media also has a role in this. If you give us good content for us to consume, which is actually out there.
It's actually out there. Because
we are not deficient in terms of content.
No.
We just need to find the correct
content. Yes.
But like unaona venye ukihakisha this radio, there is this music you're listening to. Ukihakisha this one, the same music you're listening to. Imagine now if we're listening to the same music, but one that also idasifia our culture. It becomes easier for people to consume that. We grow knowing that this is now what we have, this is who we are. So the whole narrative changes because what we consume here has an impact on how we operate as a society. Even.
For instance, do you know the late Ayub Ogada?
I don't.
That's crazy. Ayub Ogada, this guy actually played on the Super Bowl. Outside there, he was actually very, 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 very big. Ayub Ogada. Okay, do you know Macadam?
Please educate me.
These are people who have been blazing our flag outside there. Hata mwenye haujui hapa Kenya. He's traveled the world so much playing his nyatiti. Nyatiti. Yeah, this guy. Everywhere. Swiss, Latvia, wapi. People know us because of him. But here in Kenya, wenyewe.
It's not appreciated.
Hajulikani.
Yeah.
So we are also doing disservice to our own.
Yes.
So if you take the initiative of playing the authentic music from here, they'll get known.
People will consume it. They will know there is such a thing. There is such music.
I mean, I'm just learning about these names here. I mean, we don't know everything. We learn every day. Anyway.
That's true. That is very
true. And I mean,
true.
also here we are learning that it's a matter of whatever you put, especially as media, you have that particular role. So you will inform what people will like or hate, depending on what you put out there for them. You began playing guitar in Form 4, and I was just telling you how, usanii. I'm telling you, speak to artists, and I keep saying art, it cuts across, not just music, but art as a whole. People in the arts business start way early. But for some reason, it just doesn't really look like it pays off for a good number of them over time. You've just talked about Leswanika as the band. But you started playing guitar as early as then. How has the ride been for you?
Hey, it's been waves up and down.
Now you see?
It's been waves up. I think you have to really love the craft before you even start.
You have to love the craft, eh?
You have to know that.
Don't go there for money.
I think even yourself, you actually got here, right? You just started somewhere, so up and down, now feeling nervous kidogo, but now you're here right now, right? Yes.
It's the ride as well.
The ride.
It's been a ride.
It's the climbing, actually. Happiness is up for climbing.
Climbing up. I think if you just learn how to go through all those steps, at some point, it just gives at some point. You can ask her as well. She started somewhere.
Since 2014?
Since 2014, yes. Of course, in high school, I used to sing, but then it became... I was more out there after high school. That was in around 2014. And I started singing, but then I was in an all-girl band. And tulikuwa na mashida kama
kawaida.
But most bands, they really don't stay. Most bands, it takes the grace of God.
It becomes it's very hard if you don't share the same objectives.
The same vision.
The same vision. It becomes really hard. But then after that, I decided to just be a solo artist. And it's been to journey. Yes. It's not been a smooth ride. I don't think anyone has any smooth ride in whatever they do.
And I can tell you for sure, the beauty of this life is when you look back and you realize all this, through all this tumultuous waves happening.
That's true.
That mwisho wa siku nilifika. Doesn't really make it. At the end of the day.
And you know, our culture teaches us, if you actually go to African principles zetu, hard work, resilience, being honest with yourself, they're all part of the culture. So if you leave your culture, you can start getting distracted, you just give up easily. People used to really stay kitambo, unafanya kazi, unavumilia mpaka mwisho, you know? Ilikuwa part of our teachings since mdogo ambua, hard work pays, do your best, keep on pushing.
But also it's just remembering the reason why you started.
Exactly.
It's just remembering why you started. If at all it's something you really believe in and you really want to achieve it or want to do it, then you'll just keep going regardless of the challenges you'll come across.
Well said. I mean, just also looking at why you started and the kind of impact that you're making. So even if it looks like it's not coming together, at some point, imagine.
At some point, it gives something.
It just has to. It has to give.
Lazima ijipe.
Okay, before I let you, do something for us, I also just want to pick what from both of you, what really keeps you ground? Because as you've said, and we will agree, it cuts across every industry, but there's some industry that just so profound because they're so much into the limelight, like this kind of industry. And giving up sometimes could be like, wow, me, by there I've tried. It's so easy to throw in the towel sometimes, some of these spaces. But what keeps you ground, Kamora, as an artist?
Personally, it's the very beauty of life that you're experiencing life in the first place. You are living it, right? How you act by day. You're actually living every bit of it is actually part of life. And also that you have people who look up to you. Like for me, I'm a firstborn. The people who actually look up to me for guitar playing. I have a responsibility for the people behind me coming. So if I give up, they'll be like, by the way, this guitar thing doesn't really work. If I give up after coming this far, they'll be like, it's like, basically connected the sense of responsibility that you have to really do your part. So that, like the guys coming after you, they actually see the need to actually keep on going. Yes. For me, it's mostly of a moral responsibility.
Moral responsibility. Looking at those that really need to see you believe. And keep holding on regardless. What's this for you?
For me, I'd say it's just the ability to express myself and to express it using the capacity that I have. The abilities also that I have, which is maybe through writing music, singing, film, maybe journalism. It's just, for me, it's that storytelling ability, and the fact that by doing that, I try to define freedom in my own ways, and I believe that I also impact or I inspire other people to do the same thing. For me, that's just it.
I want us to do two things before we exit this space. Talk about your EP State of Being and let you do your thing in terms of that song that you'll play for us. That's why we have you here. So before that, you actually went to music school. And also I'd want to just pick your brains on this one because again, oftentimes we've talked about those in the arts. Something that is just an exit strategy. You either did medicine, it didn't work. You did banking, didn't work. You did media, didn't work. Then you realize, wait a minute, kumbe naeza ngadi imba kwa shower. So you can just try this thing. Ikijipa sawa, ikikosa, well, we'll see.
Yeah.
Neza soma line mbili tatu. I can actually do theater. I can do acting, for instance. But talk to me about the importance of actually studying for this craft.
It is very important.
Very.
Demystify this thing that we keep saying at
It's very important because now you are familiar with your craft. You understand it very well. You start looking at it differently now. It becomes more than just talent. It becomes more than just maybe music. It now becomes art and business in it. So it becomes a very bigger thing. And it's very important because at least ukienda play sata, you have something to put on the table. Yeah, because you have the knowledge and skills to go about it. You have knowledge and skills to go about it. So yeah.
I hear you. You want to quickly add on that?
I, on the other hand, didn't go to any music school. I'm a self-taught guitarist.
You see, but the thing is, you taught you had to learn something. That's the point.
Yeah, like the other point is that you have passion which actually drives you. The passion is still there. Like you have gone all through all these things. With passion, you can actually be able to achieve anything you put in your mind.
And something else, you get challenged. It opens up your mind.
Of course, Zico. Yeah, Zico.
It opens up your mind.
Yeah.
I hear you. I mean, there's always a place of the talent, experience, education.
Exactly.
All these things work together. Cocktail of different things to make you who you are. Director is screaming to my ear, we have to exit, but we can't do this without you doing something. Just show us your craft.
So we'll do a song from State of Being, an EP that came out 2 weeks ago. State of Being talks about the different states we're in as human beings in our search for paradise or freedom. So it basically just telling people to pause, take a step back, reflect, and then, now go carry on. Carry on. But it's more of mental wellness, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so do your thing.
Jikaze.
Nyumbani kutafuta hela kile unacho imani, kutafuta ungama kila siku kujikaza, kutafuta ungama watoto watavanini, kutafuta ungama kila siku kujikaza, kutafuta ungama.
However, I can't strike those notes to save my life, and so I will not attempt.
You know, I think everyone can sing.
Everyone can sing, but not everyone can sing.
Okay, true.
You know.
True.
But thank you so much. That was lovely.
Thank
that
you
was
so much.
great.
Thank
and
you
we
for
definitely
having
also
us.
appreciate you just
Thank
for coming and talking to us about your journeys. I'm a firm believer that journeys actually go a long way to inspire,
That is
regardless
true.
of the space
Yeah.
that you're really conversing around. So nonetheless, Asante sana.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
I've been speaking to Liboi, who's an African contemporary artist, and right next to her is Kamora Evans, who is a guitarist. Of course, this puts a cap on the second conversation, but plenty more coming away after this breather. Stay with us. Ooh.